Well, we're off to pick up the parts to hopefully get that fixed because the truck is running horribly. So we're off to Ford now to pick up some sort of vacuum line. I don't know what, it's a vacuum line. That's all the part info I could figure out, even ordering it through the Ford parts department. I think it's the wastegate, maybe wastegating back into the intake, because there's two tubes running, one from each turbo to, it looks like some sort of switch, and then there's a pipe running down to the intercooler, and then another one running to, sorry, the tools are bouncing around, but there's another one after the intercooler, there's another one running to just into the air intake from this switch. So I think it's maybe just wastegating back from that switch into the intake. I don't know what else it would be doing. So I'm off to the store now because I was changing the spark plugs and broke that tube that runs to the intake. So now I've got it just kind of rigged up now with some cheap plastic tubing and some hose clamps, just to make it work. So I'm gonna go pick up the part from Ford now, and then because I let the spark plugs get so bad, I now need to change the coils, which I have ordered at O'Reilly's. It's supposed to be there at 3, which is in like an hour. So I'm gonna go to Ford, and I gotta pick up some groceries for dinner, King Super, and then I'll pick you guys up as I'm starting to actually work on the truck and see if we can get this fixed today, or if I'm gonna run into some more issues, because that is a very common thing that happens. So I'll pick you guys back up in a bit after I get everything I need and start working on the truck. Awesome, there it is. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good one. There we are. All right, moment of truth, guys. I don't even know if this is the right part. It looks like the right part. It's just called vacuum line, and that's all we can find on here. It's just called a connector. So let's see, guys. So as you can see, that is not supposed to be like that. And I believe, okay, this is it. And it doesn't make any sense because this goes under here like this. All right, hopefully I don't break it. Yep, this is it. And if you see, this sits right over top of the coil. So if you try to change the spark plugs of the coil, you have to move this out of the way, and I barely moved it and snapped it. And so now, as you can see, it's very improperly fixed. So we're gonna take it home. I got the right part. I have no idea how easy it is to change or anything like that. I can't find anything about it on the internet. So we're gonna take it back and see if I can't get it figured out, because that's obviously not helping. It seems to not affect the way the truck runs, yet at least, but I don't want to leave it fixed like that. And like I said, it's running horribly because the coils need to be replaced, and I broke this replacing the spark plug. So I'm going to replace the coils before I go replace this so I don't break this again. So cross my fingers that we can get all this done without breaking anything else. All right, guys, stop number 2. We're at the grocery store, and it's called nothing less than King Super. You know, of all the grocery stores we've been to across the country, that's gotta be my favorite name. It's awesome. There's a Safeway around the corner too, and I think I like Safeway a little better. This is just closest to the O'Reilly's, which is where I'm picking up the parts. And I do love that the opening to this place, there's just no doors. It's just all completely open. Like look, I don't know if you can see, but there's just no doors. It's completely open. Super sick. But I'm gonna pick up some groceries here, then head over, pick up those coils, and then I'll see you guys back at the house. Well, guys, we made it home. No coils. They still haven't called me with them, but I went to go replace this hose, and didn't go as planned, like normal. So it is supposed to go into there, one end of the hose, and as you see, it is broken, and it broke while trying to get the old hose off. So this comes from the intake, that goes into the passenger side turbo. So I had to go down here into the wheel well back in there. I don't know if you can see that right. So that right there is the turbo, and that pipe connects to just over here and goes up there to the intake. So I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's, catch a ride from my buddy Noah over here in the white pickup. I'll try to get this part ordered and see if maybe the coils are in. So just like most things when you're trying to work on your car, it doesn't go as planned and it requires multiple trips to the store. So back to the store we go, and I'll pick you guys back up in a bit. This is the pile of broken parts along the way. That was the solution for a couple days for this, just to make it work, and it did work for a couple days. So a pile of broken parts, and all of this happened just while trying to change the spark plugs. Well guys, it's the next day. I have to work. Wasn't able to get the part in time, so I'm gonna go back after work today, go to the Ford dealership, get another ride, get that part, get it fixed. But for today, we got the Bobcat out, gotta move some concrete. I'm just doing some normal everyday camp hosting stuff, but I'll pick you guys back up in a bit, and hopefully we can get that truck fixed today because it's getting real old. Well, we got that concrete moved, and I'll show you guys. So all that concrete, we didn't end up using all of it, but we actually unfortunately filled in the hot tub, mainly with sand, and then we filled the top of it with concrete. But we did that because I guess I don't know if it's just Golden or the state of Colorado, you have to now have like a commercial hot tub versus just like a residential style, and I'm not sure what the difference is, but this I guess was residential, it wasn't commercial, and it's something like $18,000 I heard. I don't know if all of this is true, this is just what I've been told by the bosses, but they said it's like $18,000 to have like a commercial hot tub put in, so he didn't want to do that, and you can't just have it, I guess, left open like that. We had sand in it, but I guess that wasn't like firm enough or anything to like safety things, so we went ahead and filled it in with concrete. We actually had to move this whole fence. I moved these two pipes out of the way here, and I actually brought the skid steer up in here, and we had to dump more sand in there to fill it to the top, so we didn't have like to put like 10 inches of concrete in there. I think it's only maybe 2 or 3 inches thick, but it should be plenty to support whatever weight we're going to put on it. And I think just in a couple weeks we're going to get the pool opened, and unfortunately we're going to have a lot of people disappointed about the hot tub, but it is what it is, and it's part of my job to fill it in, so that's what I did. And I think the only other thing really today we have to do is make a trash run, which is what we do until 4:30 every day. Obviously escort people when they pull up. We got to take them to their site because this place is chaos and it's really small for some of these bigger rigs. And then might try to finish the floor in the lobby, because I know they redid the floor a lot of the days we were off, and we got to start working on the floor in the laundry room here. But I'll pick you guys back up later, and hopefully get the truck fixed. I'll tell you what, this lifestyle has a lot of really cool perks, but this campground has a really, really cool one, and I'm talking live music on the weekends. Took a little break from work, thought we'd come up here, do a little climbing. Look how sick. This is so cool. Literally got our own little mountain in the back of the campground. It's so cool. How pretty this is. So the only other big, real main part of this job, specifically here at Dakota Ridge and Golden, that we've new job we started at, is we got to do like escorting. So like we're gonna have to go show this guy to his site. The campground's real tight and narrow, so got to make sure we take him the right way, so he's facing the right way, so all his hookups and everything are on the right side. So it's just real simple. Basically, look at the map, make sure he's facing the right way, take him to where he's supposed to go. So I'm not even sure what day this is anymore, day number 4 or 5, but one of the coworkers, Mark, actually is gonna let me borrow his truck to drive to the dealership to finally pick up the part for the car, because I had Noah take me the other day and they were closed by the time we got there, because I'm an idiot and didn't realize it was Saturday. And so by the time we got there, they were closed. So Mark's letting me borrow his dually, which is really nice because I'm sure he's getting 4 or 5 miles a gallon. Obviously, I'll throw some diesel in it. But I'm gonna borrow his truck, get on over to the dealership. Phil Long Ford in Denver. I went ahead and called them to just make sure they had the part still, because it's been a couple of days since I talked to them. So I made sure they had the part. They set it aside for me. So I'm gonna head on over there, pick the part up, throw the parts in the truck, and hear that thing purr. So hopefully we'll get it fixed today. I'll pick you guys back up in a bit. Maybe at the dealership, maybe not. Depends on how I'm feeling. But hopefully we'll get the truck fixed today. Maybe get it over to Rocky Mountain National Park tomorrow, because it's our 2 days off. But we'll see. You know, everything's been an issue so far. So hopefully we don't run into any more issues with the truck and we get it fixed today, and on to the next thing. Well, we finally got it. 3 receipts later, because I bought the wrong part first, because I had the wrong part number. Got out to the truck, opened the box, saw it was the wrong part, or at least it looked wrong. Went back inside, confirmed it was the wrong part with the VIN number, voided the other one, bought the new one. Here we are. This is the dually I borrowed to get here. Wicked fun to drive. Super crazy. Never driven a diesel before. Loud as hell. So back to the house. Hopefully get this truck fixed. So I have to stop borrowing other people's trucks and or getting rides, and get Pearl running again. So we'll see you back at the house, and hopefully we can get her going. All right, guys, we're back. We're here with Pearl, and I actually started to get this tube fitted in there, and it seems like it's definitely the right tube. So we're gonna get this going. We're gonna get this tube hooked up first. Then I'm going to do the coils so that I don't break that same tube going across the top of the coils like I did last time. So I'm going to do the coils before I go starting to replace that little hose over here. And then hopefully we can fire her up. She'll be good to go. So put you guys on a time lapse and let her rip. I'll tell you what, I don't know if Ford anticipated this problem or what, but they made it actually really easy. You can see that screw. They made it so it's pointed out, so you can actually get to the screw pretty easily. And I'll tell you what, I really appreciate that, because as you see, that's the turbo right there, and that's the other end. That's the small end of that tube. So I can just get there, tighten that one, because I got it on. This is the tube. It runs up here. Obviously, there's the other hose clamp. I can just tighten that. So I've got this done. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and obviously do the coils, and then after that I've got to take that hose right there, and it connects to that little plastic piece sticking off there there should be one down here too. I don't know if you guys can see that, this little middle one. So once that's all ready to go, I'm gonna start it up. I'll probably take the battery apart here and connect them, touch them together, hopefully get rid of any check engine light. But here we go. All right, y'all, we got everything put back together. We got the truck on, and the check engine lights were still on, unfortunately. So we're going to, I've got it sitting now with the positive terminal disconnected on the battery. Let it sit for about an hour, check it back. Hopefully the check engine lights are off. I did take it for a test drive, even though the check engine lights were on, because it's not that big of a deal. Short test drive, and it ran fine. It seemed to be fine. So I'm thinking maybe the check engine lights just need to be shut off by resetting the battery, which I thought I did, but maybe just didn't reset it well enough. So I've got it, like I said, it's gonna sit only another probably 15-20 minutes, and then we're gonna fire her back up and see if the codes still come up, check engine lights still on, or what the deal is. But it seems to be running better, and it at least runs, so if I need to go to the grocery store, or if like an emergency happens, we at least have a running vehicle. So that's at least better. So we're getting somewhere after 4 or 5 days. So stay with us, and hopefully she'll be good here in just a few minutes. All right, guys, well, it's fixed. We're actually got to go take it for a test drive because we're super excited. But the light's off, it runs great, and Pearl seems to be happy. So Pearl's purring again. So we're gonna go take her for a spin. We're both super happy. And that's gonna end the video here because I got the light off, and we're both super pleased. So until next time, guys, stay sandy, my friends.